This is a Flying Starts induction resource for Newcastle College looking at writing skills, and specifically this induction resource thinks about how you can create an effective academic style in your writing. So this task has two parts to it. Firstly, you're going to use this Prezi and a note-taking page to work through some of the conventions of an academic style and make notes accordingly. So the Prezi will look like this if you follow that link here, which takes you through some of the various conventions in terms of vocabulary, your sentence structuring, and encourages you to talk to your tutor about the use of first person versus third person in your academic writing for your programme this year. The sheet that you're going to make notes on looks like this, so it follows chronologically through the Prezi, the key areas, and you're just going to note down the most important aspects of creating an effective academic style. The second thing that you're going to look at is some of the features which are available on Microsoft 365, which can help you create that academic style. Some of the new features that are available on Microsoft 365 you might not be aware of. You can only access these if you go to Microsoft.com to open a new Word document. And these features should be free, and they can help you in the editing process and also to help you save time whilst you're writing up academic work in this coming year. So if you follow that link to the Prezi, have the note-taking page in front of you, and I'll show you now the features that are available on Microsoft 365. So here in the Word document that I have in front of me, these are just two sentences that I have written, and you can see if you go to editor here, it has specified some of the suggestions on how you could make these two sentences adhere to a more academic style. One important thing just to note is that if you have a spelling which is underlined, it's useful if you set your proofing language to UK English, and that means that Americanisms aren't going to get in the way of your writing. So now that I've changed that to UK English, it doesn't underline behaviour anymore. So if we look here at the categories, in terms of clarity, it's suggesting that I use a simpler word, which you will have seen already in the Prezi is one important consideration of an academic style. Some people have the misconception that to have an academic style, your writing has to be very flowery and elaborate and waffly. That's not true. If you can write in a clear, direct style, then that's a great thing to aim for in academic writing. So I'm going to follow that suggestion. The second one here is in terms of conciseness. So being able to write concisely and in a sort of focused style is also an important element of an academic writing style. Here, it's also encouraging us to avoid using first person. If you can adopt a more neutral stance in your writing, so usually, depending on what your vocational area is, you should discuss this with your tutor, but usually avoiding a first person personal style and aiming for a more detached, impersonal third person helps you to create that necessary style. So here I'll follow that suggestion and avoid the first person. Also here, it's also telling me in terms of formality here that my writing will be better if I avoid the first person. Again, here it's asking me to change this to something more formal. So the verb here to pick up on, they're suggesting that if I change that to notice, then that helps me to make my writing more appropriate for this academic style. Another important and useful feature is Dictate here, which is now available on Microsoft Word if you go through Microsoft.com. So this is available on 365. And if I click on Dictate and I just speak, it's going to type that up for me. And once you get into the habit of doing this, typing up lecture notes or completing assignments, this could save you a lot of time. So if I just dictate a phrase into my computer, and then we'll have a look at what it suggests. The benefit of this research will be evident for all mankind. Okay, so you need to edit it yourself. You can see here, I now need to turn off the dictation, and I'm going to delete the second part of that and add the punctuation in, but that potentially could save you a lot of time. You can see here that it's underlined two things, and this is another feature that I just wanted to draw your attention to. In terms of effective and appropriate academic writing, you need to get into the habit of making sure that your writing is inclusive. So here I deliberately use the word mankind because it makes the suggestion for me that I should change that to a more gender neutral term. So I'm going to pick humanity there. My other suggestion is to make that simpler and more straightforward for the reader. So two features there that you could get into the habit of using, which might save you time and might help you to practice and develop that academic style, are the dictate feature and the editor feature.